What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome to today's installment of Renegades Reviews. I am the Renegade J.J. Williams, here to bring you my thoughts on yet another chapter of the Star Wars saga, as I have been over these past few days, counting down to the awakening, The Force Awakens, the first new Star Wars movie since Revenge of the Sith back in 2005. 10 years later almost. I have been going through the prequel trilogy, the regular trilogy, the original trilogy. I did the Star Wars Holiday Special. I will be doing the two Ewok movies, which fall within the timeline of the original trilogy. And I've been touching on the Family Guy trilogy on the days that those movies are done. After I review the original trilogy installment, then I give you the Family Guy installment. And today is no different, as I am going to give you Family Guy's something Darkside, which aired on May 23rd, 2010. Starred Seth MacFarlane, Seth Green, Alex Borstein, Mila Kunis, Patrick Warburton, and others. Instead of going over the synopsis of the parody, because we all know what The Empire Strikes Back is about, and being as how it's a parody, it pretty much follows that story pretty directly. Instead, I figured I would touch on some of the highlights of the parody, which includes Elroy Jetson being dispatched from the Star Destroyer to the Little Dipper Elementary School. That scene always makes me laugh. The Wampa Monster on Hoth being portrayed by Cookie Monster. That one always makes me laugh also, because my daughter calls me Cookie Monster. The Rocky IV training segment while Luke is on Dagobah. They cut in Chris's training with Yoda with Ivan Drago's training sequence from Rocky IV. The Bounty Hunter meeting, featuring Dog the Bounty Hunter, Boss, Zuckuss, Boba Fett, and then a cameo by Raggedy Andy from Raggedy Ann and Andy. Old comedians, Don Knotts and Rodney Dangerfield parodies. Not actually them, but pretty darn good impressions of them. The Beatles. Instead of going into the asteroid field, we could always try the strawberry field. And there's cameos of the Beatles looking like they did in Yellow Submarine while floating in a sea of strawberries, making jokes about Paul's then-wife Heather Mills. That's always a good one. Makes me laugh, being such a Beatles fan like I am. The Juicy Fruit parody, like the old commercials. And then quite possibly the best moment in this version of Empire is the very ending. Luke has got his hand repaired. We're looking out the window into space. Everything is so peaceful. And Chris is like, that's it? This ends on such a down note. And then a Western Union telegraph person shows up. Direct parody from Back to the Future Part 2. Hands Chris the letter from Doc, saying that Doc is in 1885 after watching the DeLorean get struck by lightning. and we hear the Back to the Future theme play in the background. Such a great way to end it by crossing trilogies. You know, most people will argue which is the greater trilogy. Is it Back to the Future or is it the original Star Wars trilogy? And I thought that this was a great way to blend both of them by giving us the to be concluded at the end of something, something, something Darkside, setting us up for it's a trap. Then, of course, we had another diss at Seth Green and Robot Chicken from Seth MacFarlane post-story. And then Peter tells everybody that he's got time for one more story and is called Without a Paddle. And Chris jumps up and shouts, "Fuck you, Dad," and storms off as we end. Much like Blue Harvest, I feel that, or much like The Empire Strikes Back to Star Wars, I feel that something, something, something Darkside is just slightly superior to Blue Harvest for Family Guy because of the Back to the Future references, the Rocky IV references, and the Elroy Jetson appearance, personally. What do you guys think of Family Guy, something, something, something Darkside? Let me know. Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. Tweet them to me at ROWJJWilliams. Let me know what other movies you would like for me to start reviewing come the first of the year, because we will be done with Christmas, we will be done with Star Wars, and we're going to need a whole nother slew of movies to start cranking out in the regular year. So start getting those recommendations and suggestions in now so we can get those reviews up as quickly as possible. And until tomorrow, when I bring you yet another review show right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, I am the Renegade JJ Williams, and I look forward to talking to each and every one of you once again tomorrow.